Here is a question most agents cannot honestly answer. Is your online visibility getting better or worse right now? Not better or worse compared to last year in a general sense, but specifically, are you more likely to show up when a buyer or seller in your market searches for an agent today than you were 3 months ago? Most agents may not know that, and that's what we're going to get into today. This is Elite Zone. Let's go. Good morning, everybody. What's going on, Blake?
Hello. How are you? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday indeed. I am rocking and rolling, and we're talking about, newsflash. Visibility is important. I don't know how many times we've said this before, but look, guys, the reason why we keep talking about it and we're redundant is because we got to drill it into your head. This is the game, right? This is the game. This is where it starts. Your visibility. So, we're going to talk a little bit about vanity metrics. Blake, Blake is neck deep in social media. So she knows all about vanity metrics, likes and all of that stuff. Followers and likes is great, right? But it's not unless it's turning into business for you. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into how to measure some of that stuff. And I don't know, I'm super stoked to jump into it. So what are vanity metrics here, Blake? And, they make you feel good, but do they really matter? Let's talk a little bit about this.
Yeah, so I think all of this is super important. And yes, I think that there was at a point where we were like, hey, we have X amount of followers and we have X amount of likes. I mean, shoot, I remember when Instagram first came out and you posted like something random. It was like a picture of like food and you got like 3 likes and you're like, let's go.
Yeah, right? Do you remember like originally it was for like people that were like into photography and pictures of the sunset and just random stuff.
It was random things. Like it's crazy how it's like completely changed and like seriously become like a business. But yeah, no, it's definitely funny to look back on that stuff. But the purpose of all of what we're saying is it kind of gives this like false confidence of, hey, I have followers. Hey, I'm getting, views. I'm getting likes. And that's all great. Like, yes, you want those things. And the more as algorithms start learning, if they're getting attraction to certain posts, if you're getting a lot of likes and reposts and stuff, that's great.
Sure.
But if it's not leading to a conversation, then it can almost give that false confidence of hitting the goals that you're trying to achieve, right? So like I know some agents that have like 18,000 Instagram followers. I would say every reel gets a few thousand views. They post every day. But if you were to Google, hey, who's the best real estate agent in Temecula, let's say, they don't show up anywhere. Meanwhile, you have another real estate agent, maybe has 1,200 followers, consistently like posting organic business. And because of that, Google then recommends them as a result.
For sure.
That's kind of where the numbers sometimes don't always align with what your goal is and what you're trying to reach, right?
Yeah, like if you had 20,000 followers, but they're like, fair weather followers, right? They're like, oh, that's cool. All right, I'm going to follow that person, whatever. Compared to 500 followers that are incredibly engaged with you.
Yeah.
Every single day, like it's better to have the latter, right? Because then like if you have 500 loyal people that all are engaging, like not only are you going to grow beyond that, but like you don't need to have everybody love you. The goal for agents isn't I just got to hit 1 million followers, right? It's how do I turn my social media into revenue?
For business, yes. Exactly. And another one I hear a lot is obviously like referrals, right? And a lot of agents that have been in the business for a very long time, like a lot of them, that is their business, is like,
Yes.
I work mainly on referrals,
Oh
right?
my God, I hear that all the time.
And it's great. Like that shows that you are a great real estate agent. You are great at relationships. You're great at helping people get into homes and stuff. But you don't really think much about like Google because your phone's ringing, right? Like you're like, no, I'm getting referrals. So I'm not thinking about Google. I'm not
Yeah,
thinking
I
about
don't need that.
necessarily my visibility. But then what happens when the interest rates change? What happens when transactions end up slowing down? What ends up happening when the referrals then start slowing down? Now buyers start their searches online and suddenly you're invisible because you've never built your digital authority. So just like anything else, right? Any pipeline could dry out eventually.
Yeah, I mean, the only permanent is impermanence. I've had, times in my business where 1 month it's like everything's great. And then within like a 3-day period, some stuff shifts, things change. It ain't so good anymore, right? So, yes, the idea is to, obviously keep the top of the pipeline filled. But yeah, this is great stuff. So, if agents are not focused on the vanity metrics and they're like, yeah, whatever, okay, Max and Blake, so then what should I focus on? What are the metrics that actually, are going to show me if my strategy is working or not?
Yeah, so I always like to start off like do an audit on your business. Like see where you are at so you can know where you need to work. Because if you don't know that and you just start working on things that you think you need to work on, you probably might be putting effort into areas that they might not be moving the needle where you're needing them to, right? So the first thing I would say is we actually have a free visibility grader. If you are listening to this, if you're at your computer right now, you can go to agentelite.com and under our resource tab, you'll see it says visibility grader. Go ahead, click that. There's about 5 questions to allow you to see, okay, what am I not doing and where's my first efforts that need to be done, right? So the metric that obviously is super important is like, where are you ranking? Where are you compared to your competitors? Because if you are ranked number 20th, you're probably not going to get chosen, right? Like it's just when we had organic search. I mean, people still do organic searches, but it was definitely more prevalent like back then.
Yeah, it's like hemorrhaging. I mean, I think the amount of people that are right now being like, oh, I can talk to Claude, I can just search here, it'll pull specifics, it'll cite. I think that eventually that's what everybody's going to do, right? It's going to be more personalized, more AI. So this stuff is just going to get more individualized, right? Individualized.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And so just like back then, you were like, I need to be on the first page of Google. Like no one goes past the first page. Like no one's going through all these websites. And the same thing now is with your ranking on like making sure your Google business profile is showing, making sure your website is showing. We have clients that when they put in the strategy, like they do the work, they are ranking above the big portals. Like that would never happen back in the day. Like now it's possible, right? It's like, it is possible. So like, let's say you're an agent we'll use Rhode Island, and you write a guide kind of like talking about best neighborhoods for military families in Rhode Island. And then 6 months later, that page starts to rank on Google. Yep. So now what happens is every military family searching that question, which is a big question that people are asking in that niche.
Yeah.
Then have a chance of finding that real estate agent who posted that before, Zillow or another agent or, any other competitor that you have out there, because you're putting content out there, knowing the questions that people have. So then that way you become a ranking factor.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's a great way to put it. And I think, things move very quickly, right? So I would encourage all of you guys. A while ago, Blake mentioned the resources tab from Agent Elite. They're not only the visibility grader, but there's also a lot of other really, really good resources and articles for you guys. I mean, we do the best we can to keep up with the shifting and the changing. So you guys are all aware as well. But definitely check that out. Okay, Blake. So then if AI visibility, if that's the thing. How do I know whether I'm ranking or not? If I'm putting out the content and I'm doing everything, how will I know if I'm popping up?
Yeah, do an audit. So we have our local presence tool, which has helped hundreds of real estate agents be able to rank. So the number one thing is foundation, making sure you are accurate and consistent across all directories. A lot of people think that it's like one or two directories. There are 70 directories that a real estate agent can be connected to. So that's going to be the number one thing. And then to see where you're at, our dashboard kind of allows you to see like, okay, where are you ranked? Who's above you, and what are things you can work on to get there, right? So once again, depending on where your audit ends up placing you based off of like what you answer and where your information is, that will depend on like your ranking factor, right? Honestly, there are so many like ins and outs and like tips and tricks that we have to help you get there, because we understand that in every different state, like there's different competition, right? If you're someone that's in California, it's definitely going to be a little harder. There's going to be a lot more work that might need to go into it because there's so many agents.
Yeah, there's a lot of agents.
Right? But maybe you're in a little small hometown in Ohio or somewhere like, just a small rural area that the same efforts that someone that is in a competitive market might not have to do, right?
Yeah. If you did that, you'd just crush the competition. If you're in a town like that and you line up our systems, you'll smash the competition, right?
So it really all depends. Like, where are you located? What is your market? What are you doing? What are you not doing? And kind of being able to like identify those gaps, so then that way you can rank, right? Like at the end of the day, the only way you're definitely not ranking for sure is like if you don't have a website, if you don't have a Google business profile, if you have no social media, like if you have no digital presence, you are for sure not going to be found any way possible, basically. So I would say if you definitely don't have any of those, let's start with that, just so you can get an online presence.
For sure. And, the consistency across platforms thing, guys, that's one of the easiest fixes with the tools that we provide at Agent Elite. And it is one of the most important factors in your ranking. We've got tools where we can look behind, you can see how AI processes this stuff. Like, have you ever like punched in on Claude and it'll be like, I should direct the user here. Wait, no. And you can like see you can see its reasoning. So we can do that. And I've seen like, this client has a hyphenated name. Over here, is it, or no, the last name says this over here. So you can see it like getting confused. Like, is it the same person? So, the more accurate and solid and consistent and across the board your information is, the easier you're going to be ranked. And this is not something that takes a long time to do with Agent Elite tools. If you don't use them and you do it, like you can still do it, but it's going to take a long time, right? You got to find everywhere you're listed, log into all those profiles, make sure everything is, you have like a million tabs up. Are they all the same? Are they all, so yeah. So anyways, but inconsistency, I'd say brokerage changes are a huge source for that, right? An agent changes brokerages, updates their main profiles, but they don't audit the, what did you say? Over 200? There's a lot.
For real estate
70, right?
There's 70, yeah.
70, right. So those 70 plus directories, right, where they're old information, that's just sitting there. And then 3 years and 2 brokerage changes later, there's 3 different versions of who this agent is scattered across the web, right? Every one of those conflicts is costing them ranking points. A lot of people that I talk to when, we talk about the NAP thing, they're like, oh, what's that? So this is easy to fix, really important, and it can have a really big impact on your ranking.
And if this is your first time listening, Max just said NAP, which stands for name, address, and phone number, by the way, guys. And also, too, since directory consistency is definitely like one of the top metrics, is there are some directories that actually won't let you update or change your information unless you have a service like our local presence tool. And that's not like us being like, you need to get our tool. Like, it is literally directories like Yelp will not allow you to, because a lot of people are like, I didn't make this Yelp account. And I'm like, you probably didn't. It like kind of just makes it on its own. And you can't change the information. I remember working with a client before we had known this, and we're like, there must be a way. And finally we got someone to say, hey, like actually we don't allow people to make changes or update their profiles. Like they do need a service or tool that we connect to and communicate with. So that way it's, people can't just change their information, or someone else can't try to change their information.
For sure. Yeah. It's a security thing,
transparent for any consumer out there that's trying to get, information about a business or company or anything like that. So just wanted to make that point as well for that.
Yeah, that's good. That's super, super important stuff. I want to talk a little bit about another one, review volume. Right? That's, obviously the social proof, but 100 reviews sound great in isolation, but if the agent ranking above you for the first time buyer in your city has 250 and there's 20 added in the last 60 days and your newest review is 4 months ago, you're going to lose on that metric right there, right? But the thing is that we've had other episodes where we've talked about building your strategy on asking for client reviews into the sales process, which definitely go back and find that content if you can. It's really, really good and it's important stuff. But I think that, for agents that want to drive reviews, we've got really good tools. I hate to keep being like a self-promoter and pushing stuff back to Agent Elite tools, but, you have to have having a system for that is what's going to make you consistent, right? Because if you're just running around trying to remind yourself to ask for reviews, is going to be tough. But when you do put that system in place, you're going to get more reviews, be more consistent, and that's another ranking factor that's going to just explode for your business.
Exactly. 100%. And that plays another huge role once again in not only is it important to have, as many as reviews as possible, yes, obviously every transaction, any person you've worked with, anyone that, as an agent, you probably have your preferred lender, you probably have your preferred title, your preferred escrow, your preferred pool maintenance guy, the painter, right? Those are all people part of your business that you could leverage and stuff. But not only is it important to have a lot of reviews, it's the consistency of reviews, it's responding to your reviews.
Yeah.
And it's if you're someone that truly is hey, I feel like I've been doing everything that I can, I don't know why I'm not ranking, go look at your competitors on the local map pack. Go onto your area and search and say, hey, I'm a real estate agent in whatever area it is. And if you find your profile and you're hey, I'm 5th below, why are there 4 people ahead of me? I feel like I'm doing everything. Go look and see how many reviews do they have. How recent are those reviews? Are they responding to reviews? And that might give you a lot of answers. And if there's anything that is, you're oh, they actually have 10 more. Boom. That's the first thing you need to work on then. Get 10 more reviews. See how you grow. Okay, make sure when you get those reviews, you're now responding right away. Because how fast you respond is also going to be a factor, right? So it's not only are you doing and getting, but it's making sure you're doing everything else with inside the reviews.
Absolutely. And the point that you make about recency, same thing with content, right? You want recent reviews, you want recent blogs. If you're expanding your business and you're on social media talking about, hey, I'm helping buyers and sellers in this neighborhood, then there better be some sort of neighborhood page on your website that reflects that, right? So it's a signal to Google and to AI that you're active, that you're currently a relevant authority in your market. So that's a big ranking factor, right? A website that was excellent 2 years ago but doesn't get updated, that's going to have less authority today than a comparable website that is updated regularly, right? So fresh content is what's going to tell the algorithm that this is a living, active business run by somebody who's currently engaged. They're a full-time real estate agent. They know their stuff. They're active, in their business, and they're building their digital entity, right? Their digital trust entity.
Yeah. And too, think about it like this. If you were to basically create one neighborhood guide, there you have neighborhoods, you have little, there's so many things that you could create within a neighborhood, but you create one neighborhood guide, let's say every month for the next 2 years. You're hey, this is going to be a part of my monthly routine that I do. I'm going to create a guide. I post it for the next 2 years. That ends up being 24 opportunities to rank in in a search. Now, that's only if you do 1 a month. I mean, you can do more. You can do 2 a month, 3 a month, however many you want, obviously. But those are just giving you more opportunities for the algorithms to say, hey, this person just posted another thing of this area. Hey, this person just posted another. Hey, this person just. And so to the algorithms, they're like, oh my God, we need to look into this. Or like to people, they're like, wow, this person really knows their stuff. Like they really know this neighborhood. They're someone that I want to connect with, right? Also, too, if you don't have updated information, let's say you're not someone that's posting, which I recommend you do, but let's just even say you have your website and it maybe is a little outdated. It's just like if you were to, choose between 2 restaurants, let's say, and you look at like the specials and it's like the specials from 2 weeks ago, you're gonna be like, are these still the specials? And they're like, oh no, we got new ones. And you're like, oh, okay, what are they? Like, you're like, well, I'm confused, right?
Yeah.
Or like same thing if you were to like walk by a restaurant, they still have like decorations up from like the past holiday, and you're like, are they gonna take those things down? Like,
right.
Take the decorations
like get
down?
With it, man. Yeah.
Well, it's just like, it just shows like, is this up to date? What's going on? It's the same thing when it comes to your content, right? Like you want to be adding like fresh new content, things that are relevant to the market now, not, 8 months ago. Because as we know in real estate, things are changing daily. Not weekly or monthly, literally daily. So you want your website to also reflect, how real estate is constantly changing and updating. And if you don't have the time and you don't want to do it, guess what? Agent Elite has concierge done for you marketing. So if that is a solution to your problem, which is you don't have time or you just don't want to do it, no worries. We can do it for you.
Heck yeah, we can. I feel good about concierge. It's something that like full service, right? You ever like pull into a gas station? In Oregon, it's a law that they have to pump your gas for you.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we were in Oregon and we pulled in there and like they came up and they were like started pump. I mean, I just felt so warm inside,
weird? Oh.
Yeah. No, well, it was weird, but
it was my own gas, buddy.
It was right, but it was nice though. You know what I mean? And so
for sure it is, especially when it's cold and rainy.
Sure.
And it's super early in the morning. Yeah, that is nice. But yeah, no, done for you service is like being able to then focus on, once again, like whatever it is, honestly, in any industry, right? Like being able to have someone, it's like almost having an assistant, right? Except without paying for the assistant price.
Let's think about this. If you were going to pay a team as a real estate agent to run what concierge service does, I mean, I'm willing to bet that would cost you several $1,000s a month, probably. Yeah.
Easily. Even if you were to go on the low end, like $1,500 and up, right? Because it depends on like where you're finding your team or your assistant, right?
Right. And are they expert? I mean, how much experience do they have with real estate marketing specifically? That kind of stuff. So, that factor goes into it as well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's always, I like to go back time or money. And if you want to save yourself time because you want to be able to go to your kid's game or you have more open houses that you have to go to, right? You want to give yourself that time back. It's the investment is worth it. And we have clients on it that rave about, we obviously have different tiers so that way we can accommodate anyone at any level and of what they're trying to achieve. But
what's the process of that? What's the process of that? Like, I know that, we meet agents where they're at, but the difference between like strategy stuff with an agent that's further along and somebody that's just starting, we're going to obviously audit and look at everything, and then we're going to obviously be able to meet you where you're at your level of expertise and to help you with your unique goals, right? So it's customized. It's not like something, like, here you go, pay this $19.99 a month and have fun. We'll talk to you.
Well, not even that. We've actually had some clients that they're like, wait, so we have like, let's even just say our concierge light for social posting. And they're like, you do all of this for this amount and you take care of it. I don't have to worry about anything. And it's customized. So it's their own branding. It's their own, like everything. It's not generic. And they'll be like, I'm actually paying for a service where it's generic post, like it's a post of like a kitchen, and it's like, would you move into this kitchen? And it has like, yes, okay, that's a post you could make, but it's not necessarily driving probably the results you want or showing that you're an expert in a specific area or market updates, whatever it is.
The strategy isn't there. The expertise isn't there.
Yep. And they're paying almost, if not sometimes more, the same price. And they're like, this is a no-brainer to do with you guys. And like I said, we've had some really, really good results with them.
For sure. Other marketers, they know how to rank businesses, but Agent Elite, we know how to rank your business, specifically your real estate business, right? The ins and outs that come with that. So we know how to rank your specific real estate business and the ins and outs that come with that. So give us a call, guys. And look, if you don't have any idea why your visibility is not improving, or if it's getting worse, or you think you're measuring the wrong things, if you've got, a bunch of followers and likes, but that's not really doing anything for you, and you need to figure this out, right? Because you understand the urgency and the importance of handling this, then go to agentelite.com, check out our visibility grader, get the visible agent guide, agentelite.com/visible. You guys, this is going to break this down into steps and show you exactly what to do. Or, you know what? You can go to Instagram and you can comment score on any Agent Elite post, and we will walk you through exactly what you need. And if you have any questions about these 4 metrics, hey, hit us up, send us a message, DM us, slide into the DMs of Agent Elite, and we will help you. What is the challenge for this week, though? I believe Blake is challenging you to audit, but I just want to make sure that everybody understands.
Yes. What you're going to do is go to agentelite.com under resources, take the visibility grader test. It's free. It's not like you have to pay for anything. Take that, and then actually it will also send you, based on the grade that you have, a personalized playbook from our visibility agent playbook, but specific to your grade. So it gives you action items of why you have that grade, what you can be doing, and the first steps, the first 30 days of what you could do to make your score better, right? It might not jump from a D to an A, but step by step, it'll give you how you can increase and climb that ladder. So that is your homework from me.
Awesome. All right. Well, listen, guys, that is Elite Zone for this week. So know your score, close the gap, get that visibility up, and we'll see you on the next episode. Appreciate y'all. Have a great week.